Shall we start the session, madam, with your kind permission? Is it audible to you, madam? Shall we start, madam?
Let me change my name.
Madam, we'll do the welcome, madam.
Okay, please start.
Okay, madam.
Yeah.
Good afternoon to all. Welcome you all for a national level webinar series Hridaya 2020. Today we are in the 12th day, session 24. Today we are beginning with a brief appraisal of a visha, shodhana and its utility by Dr. Samata Tomar, Madam, the Professor in the HOD Department of Agritantra and Vyavahara Ayurveda, SSAM, NASIK, Maharashtra. Welcome, Madam. Let's begin for the welcome. Myself, Dr. G.N. Kannoli, the Assistant Professor, Department of PG Studies in Samhita Siddhanta, SVMAMC AT ILKAL. First and foremost, in my privilege to welcome with the blessing of His Holiness, Sriman Niranjana Pranasaropi, Guru Mahanta Swamiji. As we get started with the Swamiji blessing, welcome you, Swamiji. I welcome to our SVM VV Sangha's Chairman, Sri M.G. Patan Shetty Sir, the Secretary, Sri Dilip Devgirkar Sir, all the board members of SVM VV Sangha for providing an opportunity and supported for conducting a national level webinar series to the 2020. Welcome you, sir. I welcome to our today's speaker, Dr. Samata Tomar, Madam, the Professor in the HOD, Department of Agritantra and Vyavahara Ayurveda, SSAM, Ayurvedic Medical College, Nasik, Maharashtra. Madam is going to continue the talk on a brief appraisal of visha, shodhana and its utility. Welcome you, Madam. I welcome to the event President Dr. K.C. Das, sir, the Principal and the CMO, SVMAMC AT ILKAL, for his kind-hearted care and being with us for the national level webinar series, Hridaya 2020. Welcome you, sir. I welcome to the event organizer, Dr. L.K. Pattar, sir, the Associate Professor in HOD, Department of Agritantra and Vyavahara Ayurveda, SVM Ayurvedic Medical College, ILKAL. Welcome you, sir, for the organizing Hridaya 2020. I welcome to the event coordinator, Dr. Srimati Manjula P. Madam, the Associate Professor, Department of Agritantra and Vyavahara Ayurveda, SVM Ayurvedic Medical College, ILKAL, for our technical support and conducting a national level webinar series for the year 2020. Welcome you, Madam. I welcome to all the teaching staff and the non-teaching staff, PG and UG scholars, internees of the SVMAMC PG Research Center, ILKAL, for supporting and being the part of today's national level webinar series, Hridaya 2020. Welcome you all. I welcome to the Department of Agritantra and Vyavahara Ayurveda, SSAM, Nasik, Maharashtra, for their support and being the part of today's session, Hridaya 2020. Welcome you. I welcome all the teachers, PG and UG scholars of other institutions, especially SSAM, Nasik, Maharashtra, SVM Ayurvedic Medical College, ILKAL, participants watching in YouTube, for being the part and the participation in today's Hridaya 2020 National Webinar Series. Welcome you all the participants. Thank you one and all. Now I request Ms. Aisha, third year UG scholar, for introducing the today's guest speaker.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, please.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Aisha, third year UG scholar, SVM Ayurvedic Medical College, ILKAL. It's my immense pleasure to introduce today's eminent speaker, that is Dr. Samata Tomar ma'am. Ma'am is presently working as Professor and HOD, Department of Agadatantra at Sri Saptashringi Ayurvedic Mahavidyalaya, NASIK, Maharashtra. Ma'am has completed her BAMS from Radhakrishna Toshnewal Ayurvedic Mahavidyalaya, Akola, and completed MD in Agadatantra from Government Ayurvedic College, Nagpur. Ma'am has completed her PhD from IPGTRA, Jamnagar. Apart from these, ma'am has completed many courses. Some of them include CRAV in 2004, PGDMLS in 2016, PGDCR in 2016, Prabhashanam Residential Course on Sanskrit in 2015, course on Nadi Sutra, IPGTRA in 2018, PGDYN in 2019, MET Advanced Course in 2015, MSCIT in 2003, CCC Plus in 2015. Ma'am is having more than 11 years of teaching experience, out of which 5 years and 4 months is PG teaching experience at R.A. Podar Ayurvedic Medical College, Worli, Mumbai. Ma'am has over 12 years of clinical experience. Ma'am has published 2 books, one national and one international. 4 books are about to publish in next 1 month, and ma'am has published 27 articles and 5 are under review process of publication. 2 in state level magazine, 1 in local magazine, and 22 in peer-reviewed journals. And ma'am has given 7 guest lectures. Ma'am attended many programs as a resource person and as a delegate, which includes 2 regular officer training program, 1 as a resource person and 1 as a delegate, 1 teacher training program as a delegate, 3 continuing medical education as a delegate. And ma'am has attended 18 seminars as a delegate. Ma'am presented 14 paper presentations and 3 poster presentations till now, and has attended 1 conference and 5 workshops. Ma'am is taking regular classes of foreigner students from 22 countries under ICAS. Ma'am is presently working as a co-investigator of De-Addiction Center under the project of COE, Center of Excellence, Gujarat Ayurvedic University, Jamnagar. Ma'am acts as an university representative, subject expert in scrutiny committee and interviewer, evaluator, moderator, subject expert in university exams. Ma'am worked as an external reviewer at WAC 2018 Ahmedabad for Agadatantra papers and evaluator at national level essay competition conducted by RTAM. Today, ma'am is here to present on the topic Visha Shodhana and its utility. It's our privilege to have you, ma'am, for the today's session. Once again, I welcome you, ma'am. Thank you, and over to you, ma'am.
Very much, Aisha, and Sri Vijay Mahatesh Ayurvedic Medical College staff, and Sriman Guru Mahanta Swamiji. His Holiness, I vote to him, and the organizers, Department of Agatantra Babar Ayurved, the organizing secretary and patrons of KS Das sir, for giving me such a wonderful opportunity to share my opinions about the topic. And Mr. L.K. Pattar sir, Madam Manjula madam, and Sri G.N. Kanduri sir, thank you very much for your warm welcome. So, I'm audible to you all, I hope so.
Madam, it's audible, madam.
So I start. Today's my topic is brief appraisal of visha shodhana and its utility. As we all know, we all are now due to corona pandemic, we all are having sanitizing of hands, and each and everyone is very much aware about shuddhi and shodhana. So this topic is much relevant in today's era. So introduction. Agatantra is one of the 8 branches of Ayurveda which deals with the identification of visha, type of visha, signs, symptoms, and their treatment. But the treatment is not only of the symptoms of the diseases, but of hazards caused by the misuse of drugs, mishandling of drugs, improper preparation practices, and also the improper purification methods of poisons. And all these things may lead to adverse effects, and this arena of knowledge comes under the pharmacovigilance part of Ayurvedic science. Hence, this topic is most relevant. Visha means poison. Visha chikitsa includes the treatment of diseases caused by poisons and toxins. Concept of visha is far ahead than the toxins in the sense of its chemical structure and uses. Careful dose-dependent use of poisons acts like a nectar in the patient of death bed. This shows operational of BMS curriculum, which is all clinical subjects. So, applied aspects about the use of Visha yogas and options to limit preparation and uses should be documented at a glance. Earlier, Dr. Gopi Krishnan sir has very well explained all these things. It is just a reminder about his good work. Aims and objectives of today's presentation. At the end of this session, my dear students, you all be able to know the significance of Visha Shodhana and its utility in Ayurvedic medicinal practices of GMP and GCP. Some points regarding Visha's specific purification procedures and its impact on the drugs being discussed here. Visha Upavisha. Science of Ayurveda classify many herbal drugs as Visha or Upavisha. So, the moderately poisonous drugs of Ayurveda have pharmacokinetics consist of plants, animals, and mineral origin drugs. Several drugs of plant origin have been used to treat various disorders, for example, recepine, atropine, etc., by modern system of medicine. However, many of them were withdrawn or are absolute due to their toxicity. But ancient science of medicine is using all such substances since ages in their food form or after proper processes of refinement and purification called as shodhana. This shodhana is also very well documented in Charaka Samhita. Some of the poisonous plants which are apparently and very easily available and mostly used in many of the therapeutic procedures in Ayurveda are as follows, which are in your syllabus also. All these are discussed. I'm going to discuss all these plants in this presentation. What is Shodhana? We all are going to know what, when, why, where, and how about the Shodhana. So, all the details. Shodhana is not only the process of purification but also a process of samskara, potentiating the therapeutic efficacy of drugs. It also reduces the side effects. In modern literature, there is not much information regarding the scientific validity and rationale in adopting specific Shodhana processes for herbal drugs. There is some information regarding ancient Chinese methods of purification of some of the herbs like Natsumika. According to that literature, Chinese method of detoxification reduces the toxicity and enhances the potency of seeds of Natsumika. Further, they attributed this to the qualitative and quantitative changes in the phytochemical profile of the seeds due to detoxification processes. There are works wherein validation of these purificative methods have been done in case of plants from Upavishaga, semi-poisonous plants category. Those are Langali, Gloriosa superba, Pilus, Richness, and Somika at Acharya RN 2014. This is a very nice article. So those who are interested, please go through this article. It's very informative. Processing and purification. Etymologically, Visha is that which causes Vishanam or distress, or Vishada, sadness in the body. So, how many of you think that Corona is a Visha? Because the whole world is very sad and very under stress due to this Corona pandemic. So, give your opinion in your chat box, we will discuss it later on. Thus, Visha has been defined as a substance which is destructive to life and possesses properties like Vevai, Vikasi, Ushna, Ishna, Ruksha, Sukshma, Ashukari, Anirdeshara, Sat, or Apar, etc. And coronavirus is also such an unpredictable virus that it is continuously going on, growing, and there is no remedy for it. There is a huge scope for other people or Visha. Some people have a Visha medicine or a big Visha. Sanskar only good Wadnantaran. The Shodhana procedure is also sanskar. On sanskar also increases or embed the values which you want in your life. As in our Indian culture, there are 16 sanskaras depicted in our Dharma Granthas, and also there are some sanskaras for drugs in our Ayurvedas. So, coronavirus is a fish causing Janapadotasa, Adharma, and Bhashtachara is one of the causes of it. So, purification of the mind is need of the time. Charak opined that a deadly poison can become a very good medicine if it is administered properly. So, yukti consists of shodhana. Shodhana is a yukti. Many a times there are sometimes patients come to me that after taking Tribhuvanakirti or some Rasaushadhi, some side effects or some adverse drug reactions are there, and they ask for some antidote, but there are no specific antidote for each and every drug in our Shastra. But logically, one can think about that these Shodhana drugs can be used as an antidote for that particular vision, because there are certain specific Shodhana procedures are depicted in our classics for specific poisons. Chronology of Visha position. In literature, Rasayana appears to be the first text to mention about Visha Upavisha classification. After Rasayana, Rasaratnakara, Rasendra Chudamani, and Rasaratnakara have mentioned about 5 Vishas, while other texts like Rasendra Chintamani, Sarandhara Samhita, Mahaprakasha, and Ayurveda Prakasha have enumerated 9 Dravyas as Visha. The author of Rasatarangini is 20th and he described only Vatsyanava is a Visha, considering its medicinal importance, common availability, and frequent use in therapy. The other drugs of poisonous nature have been included in Upanisha group by this list. Poisons in Ayurvedic literature. While reviewing the Ayurvedic literature for Visha, it is found that there is a difference of opinion amongst the authors regarding the inclusion of drugs in Upanisha group. Rasana mentioned 5 drugs in Upanisha group, while Rasaratna Samuchaya Rasendra Chintamani enumerated 7. In latter texts, Ayurveda Prakasha and Yogaratnaka is increased to 9, while in Rasatarangini it has gone up to 11. So 1, 5, 7, 11, 9, and now 11. This is the increasing data about the number of poisons included in our books. It also shows that as a Kala Parinama, number of poisons and number of more toxic drugs are going to evolve innately according to the actions of human being, human beings, and there is a human nature direct connection. These are directly proportional things: human nature and nature, human and nature. Importance of Shodhana. The concept of Shodhana was mentioned for the first time in Charaka Samhita in the context of Danti Bravanti Kalpadhyaya to reduce the Vikasi property of Danti. Charak mentioned it as Sanskara, and Acharya Vagbhat also mentioned Shodhana of drugs of plant origin in detail in the context of Bhallata Grasa. For Bhallata, it is reported that aconite purified by Gaumultra is converted to cardiac stimulant, whereas raw aconite is cardiac depressant. Ayurvedic physicians successfully employed these drugs after proper show. It is clearly mentioned in Mahaprakasha that the bad or toxic effects attributed to Ashodhita Visha are minimized when these are used after being subjected to sugar. So, in clinical practice or in a day-to-day routine practice, Ayurvedic practitioner can use some simple Shodhana procedures in their clinic, or they can explain these simple Shodhana procedures to the patients by prescribing some medicines, raw medicines. Types of Shodhana. In different methods, these types of Shodhana are very well us, as we all see all these procedures of shodhana in our kitchen by our mother. First is artificial absorption, another shodhana with brick powder, nimanjana, that is steeping into the water, senava shodhana, pouncing urine, svedana, boiling, naksabhumika shodhana with pouncing, tantura gunjaka. Most of the poisons are purified by Sweden methods. Arjana, fine with or without ghee, Hindu shodhana, Hindu shodhana. Bhavana, maceration or trituration with vegetable juices. It is a process in which the material is completely submerged in prescribed liquid and triturated till its dryness. For example, ahipene shodhana with ginger juice. Nisnehana, reduction of oily content. For example, oil is very, cannabis oil is very toxic and very irritant poison. So it is very necessary to reduce its oily content. Then prakshalana. We all are washing our hands with hot water, cold water, on and on. This is the prakshalana procedure of shodhana. Tubal of vidarikanda after collection of shodhana with water. This Sachikarana is the process of decortications, that is removal of covering. Chapal sieves are thoroughly cleaned and shaved dried. Then Parishravana, straining the solid run is dissolved in suitable liquid media and separated from insoluble impurities through straining. For example, Bugulu with Triphala decoction. Karana, separation. In household practices, cereals are always shodhana by Karana. Physical impurities are removed. For example, complete Akshur. Then first Vatsanava. In detail, one by one, I'm going to explain all. Nimachana is the earth is kept. Vatsanava is kept immersed in the prescribed liquid media for specific time period. For example, Gomitra. Soaking in cow urine for a prescribed period. A recent research study shows that the percentage of aconitin in raw Vatsanava 0.113 was reduced to 0.0089 after being processed with Gomitra as a medium. Methods. There are three methods are very well described in different granthas. First is boiling for 3 hours in Ajamutra, and soaking for 3 days in Gomutra, and then drying sunshine. Then second method is boiling for 3 hours in Gomutra. Third method, soaking for 3 days in Gomutra and drying sunshine. And triturate with Duncan borax. So it is a matter of big research. So comparative study of different shodhana procedures can be compared at the UG and PG level. Not at UG level, but at the PhD level, it is possible to comparative study of such different types of shodhana procedure of purification method. So which one is good at this and which one is superior than other. A series of pharmacological activities pertaining to raw and processed Vatsanava was reported by LBC in his Mission Plants in Africa. Very good book. It is reported that due to Shodhana technique, the active principle of Vatsanava lose their depressant action on the heart and instead become stimulant, having mild cardiotonic property. A study conducted to assess the percentage of total alcoholite content in the root of Sveta Chitraka. Ashodhita Rakta Chitraka is also dipping in lime water for 12 hours. Aconite in vivo and in vitro studies on frog heart showed that aconite drops has potential effect to depress the heart rate by its positive inotropic and negative chronotropic effects, and these effects may be mediated through cholinergic stimulation or by direct action on the heart muscles. Then Aconitum chasmantum, stringatum visha, is another species which is well known for its cardiac and neurotoxicity. According to Sarkar et al., Aconitum chasmantum showed toxic effects which leads to the diseases, but contents of less toxic substances such as aconine, hypoaconine, and benzyl hypoaconine increases. Possibly due to conversion of the toxic aconitine into aconine or hydrolysis of the alkaloids to the respective amino alcohols after sugar process. What should think over it? Then second is Datura metal. Procedure is soaking for 12 hours in gomutra and decorticate the seeds with Prakasham Yoga and set it. Datura seeds are processed through Svedana using cow's milk for 1 that is 3 hours, and then it should be washed with hot water and dried properly. Datura seeds to be kept in Dula yantra and allowed for Svedana using cow's urine for 1 Afterwards, to be saturated in Halva yantra and filtered through cloth. These are some difference of opinion about cow's milk and cow's urine, but both are excavated. Datura metal and Datura inoxia milk when undergone shodhana by soaking in gomutra and followed by Svedana and Kodudha showed 70 to 90% reduction in high saccharine content and total removal of scopolamine GCMS gas chromatography, mass spectrometry analysis. After shodhana, total alkaloid estimation showed almost 70% reduction in total alkaloid content of both Datura metal and Datura inoxia seeds after shodhana. After shodhana, Datura metal sample showed 70% increase in total protein content, whereas Datura inoxia sample showed increase of about 42%. The percentage of water soluble extractive, alcohol soluble extractive, and total alkaloid were found reduced in Ashodhita Datura metal seeds, such as 21.56% water soluble extractive values was found in Ashodhita sample, whereas 5.56%, 7.50%, and 3.37% were found in Datura metal Shodhita with cow's milk. Shodhita with cow's urine and Shodhita with cow's urine and cow's milk, respectively. HPLC analysis also showed the depletion of toxic alkaloid like atropine and hyoscine in the Shodhita Datura metal seeds as compared to Ashodhita Datura metal seeds. Pilu has several patterns of shodhana is described in different books. First is boiling for 3 hours in Godudha, frying in Godudha, boiling in 3 hours in Godudha, soaking for 3 days in Kanji and decorticate. Erenda Taila is Vanoshati Ratnagar. It's a very good book. Different methods of shodhana of few seeds are in practice, like soaking in cow's urine for 7 days, soaking in cow's urine for 7 days, followed by Svedana with cow's milk for 3 hours. Recent study reveals that after processing Kanji, that is sour 12, and Arthropaswarasa, fresh ginger juice, the strychnine content was reduced by 39.25 and 67.82% respectively, and the cuisine content reduced by 17.60% and 14.06% respectively. In comparison to the raw seeds, a study was conducted by administration of the powder of raw and processed coffee seeds. Processed with kanji and acetate drugs for anti-inflammatory activity by employing carrageenan and formaldehyde-induced lymphoedema in distress strength alveolurites at a dose of 22.5 mg per kilogram body weight orally. The result showed that processed cooking provided highly significant anti-inflammatory activity against formaldehyde-induced lymphoedema, but did not have similar activity against carrageenan-induced lymphoedema. There are only 2 methods, Babulata Bhutana and Bodhudha Bhavana. Then it shouldn't be Babulata Bhutana and Gobhrita Rasatharapy. In Banga, there is very less work has been done, but one of my scholar has done Banga level has improved. These are published work by oral discussion she had told. And failure, tissue with juice of ginger 21 times. This is very less work has been done on it. Munja is boiling for 3 hours in kanji, boiling for 6 hours in kodutta, at 1/8 of Dankana, and boiling for 3 days in kodutta, boiling Maripana, Shijaratnavali store step of Shodhana of Munja, as Munja is highly toxic drug. The recent research says that it is kept in Nolandra Punja and Sweden should be done using Gurukta for 6 hours, using Kanji for 3 hours, Nimbusaurus for 3 hours. HPLC studies revealed that process of Shodhana with Godutta and Kanji resulted in depletion of more toxic alkaline hypochlorine and proteinaprin, which is the chief poisonous constituent of Apran's Picatobius limb. Studies showed that the percentage of aprin were 18%, 14%, and 6.4% in case of Ashodhita with cow's milk and Shodhita with kanji respectively, and hypochlorite were 11.78 and 5.040% in Ashodhita and Shodhita with cow's milk sample respectively. A study to assess antimicrobial activities revealed that chloroform extract of kanji Shodhita seed is more effective against Bacillus subtilis, where the zone of inhibition were found 9 mm and 13 mm in case of Ashudu and kanji Shodhita seeds respectively. Chloroform extract of Nimbus Shodhita seed is more effective against the fungal activity of Helminthiospiridium oryzum, where the zone of inhibition was found 17 mm in Nimbus Shodhita seeds, which is the maximum value in comparison to the other samples. Ishtika churna, adding and rubbing followed by washing with water. Water with narikeluddaka, rasataringa. Narikeluddaka, Vaishyacharatnavali also says that only Kushna Jala Vaibhav Prakash Nehra. Research shows that Shodhana with soaking in cow's urine followed by cow's milk and rubbed with brick powder increases the anaconda level of Shodhita Vallata food samples. More percentage of the anaconda may be due to the conversion of toxic urushiol and anaconda. Recent research shows that there is a change in RF values before and after Shodhana of Vallata foods. Biological activity of semi-carvous nuts were tested against lipopolysaccharides induced nitric oxide production in rat peritoneal macrophages. It showed minimum activity in the extract from unpurified nut, 8.06%, which gradually enhanced when treated with brick. Nangali gloriosa superba. Gomutra is soaked for 1 day. Langali Shodhana is done by immersion of its roots in cow's urine for 1 day. In another practice, the cut pieces of gloriosa are kept in takra for 7 days in an earthen pot and washed and dried under sunlight. In another method, Langali roots are mixed with Saindava lavanda. Langali Shodhana also done through another method where takra and Saindava lavanda are made into solution and pieces of Langali are immersed in it for 3 or 7 days. Pharmacological study on rats revealed that there were no significant behavioral changes during oral toxicity study, implicating that both raw and Shodhita Langali with Gomutra are relatively safe at 2000 mg per kilogram. However, in chronic toxicity study for 90 days, raw Langali at 10 times dose level showed decreased spermatogenesis, whereas Gomutra Shodhita Langali showed moderate to good spermatogenesis. Antimicrobial study shows that Gomutra Shodhita Langali showed better antimicrobial and antifungal activity is tamarind water, tamarind water is used. Asakalagini and patient. Karavira, both of the oiling. Sweden, yoga. Only Karavi roots thoroughly clean should be processed through Svedana with cow's milk for 3 hours. The roots should be washed with water and dried. The total cardenolide content of tea and post-shodhana of nerium butyl extract was estimated and the cardenolide present in pre-shodhana sample 31.61 percentage W was found to be more than that of post-shodhana 24 percentage W sample. Comparative TLC and LCMS showed the reduction of oleander intake in the post-shodhana sample. In pharmaceutical study, prominent features of cardiotoxicity, including tachycardia, were noted in the pre-shodhana nerium-treated animals along with mortality. However, no such toxicity was encountered in the post-shodhana nerium-treated animals. Pacha. Pacha is not a poisonous drug, but it has some adhikari good, and not for all the vishas are purified or shodhita, but some of plant drugs are also subjected for shodhana. So I have some good discussion about pacha. So I want to present it for you. Panchakalu part decoction prepared from a group of 5 leaves, Magnifera indica, Sylgium, Peroneum, and Chakrapani has given this sugar method. Pickle marmelas, Citrus medica. Rhizomes are the official parts of pacha, and it contains asamine alcohol, acerone, butanol, etc. as a chief chemical constituent and is used for the management of shula, apasmara, shasa, kasa, bala, etc. The rhizomes of pacha should be boiled successively in gomutra, alamusha, and panchapanna patra, followed by pashvasvedan using surabhitoya, skandodaka. Pacha rhizome should be soaked in appropriate amount of cow's milk for overnight and then washed in warm water and dried in sun. A similar method is followed in Ottapallam, a Palakkad district, Kerala state, where pacha was soaked in Nadimastu for overnight and then washed in warm water and dried in sun. Rhizomes of pacha should be boiled successively in gomutra, lammusha, and panchapallopatra. Nadimastu then washed in warm water and dried in sun. Acute toxicity taste of raw vacha and shodhita vacha, strengthened with gomutra, mundipat, and panchapallopatra and bandodam, one after another, was evaluated as per OECD 425 guidelines with 2000 mg per kilogram as limit test. Test drugs were administered orally overnight. State-prepared rats and detailed behavioral profiles were recorded throughout the study. Change in body weight, hematological and biochemical parameters were carried out on 14-day at 2000 mg per kilogram dose, both raw and classically processed pacha did not produce any observable toxic effects, and all animals survived 14 days of observation. Pharmacognostical study of shodhita vacha showed marked changes in comparison to its raw counterpart in terms of starch grains, oil cells, and other microscopical as well as macroscopical features. Phytochemical analysis revealed that certain active principles like cardiac glycosides are imbibed into the drugs after classical shodhana. Hence, shodhita vacha may be useful in the intervention of cardiac failure cases, and gas chromatography revealed the lethal impact of reduction and beta-acerone. Pharmacological study revealed that classical shodhita vacha showed enhanced sedative, anti-anxiety, antidepressant, and anticonvulsant activities than the raw vacha. Classically, shodhita vacha also showed a relatively better effect in case of acute as well as chronic administration compared to the raw vacha. Latest lime mortar is used for purification of chitraga. A study conducted to assess the percentage of total alcohol content in the root of Shweta Chitraka, Ashodhita Rakta Chitraka, and Shodhita Rakta Chitraka. Dipping in lime water for 10 hours was found to be 0.005%, 0.106%, and 2.3% respectively. Experience study showed that the percentage of active principles Prabhaji is maximum in Ashodhita Rakta Chitraka, which reduce after the process of Shodhana with lime water. Pharmacological study conducted to evaluate the effect of Shodhana on Chitraka shows that LD of different samples were found 2700 lethal dose is 27 milligram per kilogram, 50108 10,800 milligram per kilogram, and 10,800 milligram per kilogram in Ashodhita Rakta Chitraka, Shodhita Chitraka, and Shodhita Shweta Chitraka respectively. In chronic toxicity study, all the three samples, Shweta Chitraka and Rakta Chitraka, 2 and 5 times the normal dose, showed toxic producing potential. The potential is much less in Shweta Chitraka in comparison to Rakta Chitraka. Hence, the study concluded that Chitraka should be used after Shodhana only, and more caution should be taken during internal administration of Rakta Chitraka. Ukulu is Tripalapartha Shodhana, boiling in Ruchi and Tripalapartha. Rakta Chitraka. Roots are the official parts of Rakta Chitraka. Though not included in any of the poisonous group of drugs of Ayurveda, it has been advocated to use Chitraka after Shodhan only. Shweta and Rakta Chitraka roots cut into small pieces and soaked in lime water for overnight 12 hours, then taken out, washed and dried in another process. The root drugs are treated in lime water for 3 days and consequently lime water should be changed every day. Sadhana 2004. Jayapala. This is the process of decortication, removal of covering. Jayapal seeds are thoroughly cleaned and shake dried. Seed coat is to be removed and cotyledon should be separated carefully to remove the radical. Afterward, Jayapala seeds should process through Svedana using cow's milk as media for 3 hours. Then seeds are to be grinded and dried properly. A study was conducted to assess the role of Shodhana with cow's milk as media on Jayapal seeds with removal of radical in one group and without removing radical in another group. Results show that the percentage of cotton oil was increased after Shodhana with cow's milk, that is 32,187 percentage, 32.2 percentage, and 41.08 in case of raw Jayapal. Jayapal with radical after Svedana and Jayapal without radical after Svedana respectively. The result showed that some of the peaks present in milk and after Shodhana sample were common, indicating the addition of component of milk to Jayapala. In a nutshell, removal of acidity from Malsinaga is more in process with cowseed. Shodhana group, the reduction of toxic content, strychnine and psilocybes. Changes of the RFL in purified Kalata in comparison to raw levels reveals chemical changes. Toxic visha into non-toxic anabolol after Shodhana procedure. GCMA studies on Dr.Samata Tomar and nausea, the reduction of the toxic chemical halcyon and scopolamine, reduction of colchicine percentage in takeaways from this presentation is my humble request. So hence, visha should be essentially subjected for shodhana before being used in therapeutics. Out of the procedures described above, cow urine and boiling with cow milk are the most common procedures applied for almost all the visha drugs. General processing of poisons are effective methods of removing impurities but also enhances the required quality results as per physician. Enhance the potency and efficacy of a drug in addition to the reduction of the toxic properties. Conclusion is that sincere efforts are very much needed to pursue our science. Ayurveda lays emphasis on use of poisonous or plants having a potential toxic effects after shodhana. These plants should be detoxified following approved standard techniques or procedures before administering to the patient, either as a single drug or as an ingredient of a compound formulations. Purification is not only a technique to enhance the potency and efficacy of a drug, but also reduces the toxic properties, that is Vishagunas. Recent pharmacological researches on different animal models have proved that the drugs like Vatsanaga, Kupilu, Kandataka, Gunja, Natura, Dangali, and Vacha, etc. after Shodhana are less toxic and pharmacologically more effective than the raw drug. So, and one thing I want to suggest, so don't use shodhana, it is a Sanskrit terminology, but one should be very judicious while using English words for it. It should be, I think, rather than detoxification, it should be processing or purification processing or processes. Purification is more relevant and logical words should be used as a synonym of shodhana, because we are not detoxifying the drug. The toxic drug, we can't detoxify it. We just only minimize or reduce the potency of the visha gunas the plant have. We can't destroy the gunas. If we are going to destroy gunas, then how can the drug will be there? How come the drug will be there? Because there will be the all three are intermingled things and can't separate from each other. But we by shodhana we only minimize the effect of Tishna Ushna gunas to mild level. So thank you very much for your humble and patient listening. Hello.
Hello, madam.
Hello.
Thank you, madam.
Hello.
Yes, madam. Please. A kind information to all the participants. If you want to discuss this, you can raise your hand or yourself unmute and ask the question. There is no any question, madam. Shall we end the session, madam?
Yes, sir. There is no.
Give it us, madam. 1 minute.
One simple appeal also with for all the UG and PG students of Ayurveda. So such type of researches are very much needed in today's era. But it is but one we should ground your basics first, because all these parameters are modern parameters, and if such type of researchers is very integrative approach. And what is the role of an Ayurvedic expert, or what is the role of an Ayurvedic student in such type of researches is a matter of thought, that how much we stand in their competition. But all these experiments prove that whatever our scholars are Agama, Abdopdesh is there. All things are true, 100% true. These all are putting all these experiments. So there is a very small effort to aware all the students, UG and PG level students, such type of experiments can be done at small level also for our better understanding of the subject. And Agada Tantra has a very huge scope. And we put a lecture of one of madam. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you, sir. We can conclude now.
Thank you, madam.
Hello, madam. Good afternoon to all. Today we completed the session 24, the national level webinar series 2020. Today we had a session with brief appraisal of visha shodhana and utility by Dr. Samata Tomar, madam, professor and HOD, Department of Agadatantra, SSAM, NASIK, Maharashtra. It's the end of today's session with vote of thanks. Myself, Dr. L.K. Pattar, Associate Professor and HOD, Department of Agada Tantra, SVMAMC AT ILKAL. First and foremost, in my privilege to thanks with blessings of His Holiness Manipra Guru Mahanta Swamiji as the event started with Swamiji blessings. Thank you, Swamiji. I thank to our SVMUV Sangha's chairman, secretary, and all board members for providing an opportunity and support to organize this national level webinar series Hurdayam 2020. Thank you, sir. I thank to our today's speaker, Dr. Samata Tomar, madam, professor and HOD, Department of Agada Tantra, SSAM, Nashik, Maharashtra, I took talk on brief appraisal of visha shodhana and its utility. It's a wonderful session. Thank you, madam. I thank to our event president, Dr. Keshidas sir, principal and CMO SVMAMC AT for his kind-hearted care and backbone of this national level webinar series 2020. Thank you, sir. I thank to event coordinator Dr. Manjula P. Madam, Associate Professor, Department of Agada Tantra, SVMAMC AT and Dr. G.N. Kanwal sir, Assistant Professor, Department of Sanhita Siddhanta, SVMAMC AT for their support and conducting a national level webinar series 2020. Thank you, Madam and Sir. I extend the thanks to all teaching staff and non-teaching staff, PG and UG scholars, internees of SVMAMC AT for supporting and being the part of our national level webinar series 2020. Thank you all. I thank to the Department of Agada Tantra Evam Vyavhar Ayurveda, SSAM Nashik, Maharashtra for their support and being the part of today's national level webinar series Hridayam 2020. Thank you. I extend the thanks to all the teachers, PG and UG scholars of other institutions, especially SSAM Nashik, Maharashtra, SVMAMC AT participant watched in YouTube for being the part and participated in this national level webinar series 2020. Thank you all the participants. Lastly, I thank to the people who helped directly, indirectly in organizing and conducting this national level webinar series 2020. Thank you one and all. Thank you.
Madam, we'll end the session, madam.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Let's
Thanks,
stop,
madam.
please.
Yes, stop.